Since the dawn of time, gamers have asked themselves a simple question. Is there truly no better TTRPG than D&D? I mean, they've made like 5 versions of this game. Clearly, they don't even think it's that good. But despite the many years worth of clever and inspired RPGs that have tried to dethrone it, which I've definitely played, Dungeons & Dragons still stands tall. Until today, I have created the perfect TTRPG, guaranteed to meet the needs of every player, game master, and content creator who needs a clickbait title. I'm calling it Prisons and Polyhedrons, or P&P for short, and in this video, I'll tell you everything you need to grab some dice, find some buds, and get rolling. Without further ado, let's jump right in. P&P is the world's first ever 3D20 system. This groundbreaking innovation means for every roll, you do it 3 times and take the middle number. And yes, you use a D20 for every roll in this system. Let's be honest, it's by far the coolest die. The others are kind of just getting in the way, so we got rid of them. Whether you're a player or a prison warden, game master for those out of the loop, you can appreciate this change. And don't worry, I hear some of you nerds crying out right now about nat 1s and nat 20s. If you take the middle roll, how do you ever crit? Well, in P&P, a 10 is a critical roll. That might not sound as exciting, but look at this recreation of gameplay we've put together. It all comes down to this. I need a big roll. Come on, dice. Nat 10! Hell yeah! Can I get paid now? Could that be more exciting? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, how do you know if it's a critical success or failure if they're the same number? Shut your damn mouth. To modify those rolls, every character has 4 core stats, which determine their abilities, or ability cores, if you will. They are live, laugh, luck, and lift. Live is how constitutinous and sturdy your PC is. Laugh determines how charismatic, lift refers to their raw strengths, and luck has no actual bearing on the game. It simply exists as a way to weed out bad players. Oh, you put points in your luck stat? Not on my table, noob. Speaking of those points, you only get 5 to distribute amongst your stats, and each only represents a +1 to any roll. So choose wisely. Do you dump all of them into one stat and then try to only use that ability for everything? Or do you not do that? Tough call. There are no skills in P&P. Our playtesters found them too cumbersome and felt as though they were being railroaded into only being able to do what their character could do. So instead, we call our version taking an L. Essentially, the player describes what they'd like to do, then tells the warden which ability core they're using for the role. They can justify that however they want. Or don't, whatever, we're chill here. The warden then gets to set a determination count, or DC, that the player needs to beat, and they can set it as impossibly high as they like. Now everyone is happy. Players can do whatever they want, and game masters can just make them fail whenever it's not what they want. D&D who, am I right? Let's get into classes. We want P&P to be incredibly easy for new players to pick up. I mean, look at this thing. What is this, physics? So in P&P, there are only 2 classes, wizards and not wizards. Wizards cast spells, and not wizards don't. But in case you're worried about having variety between characters, we have you covered. There are over 200 subclasses to choose from, each with a minimum of 40 feats, unique abilities, attack options, and specific items to choose from, all painstakingly detailed in a totally optional add-on text, our player's guidebook. Hear that, veteran gamers? That's the crunch of this meaty system. And it's tasty. Here's a little preview. In this book, you'll find some of the most iconic character archetypes, like sorcerers, bards, and barbarians. But you'll also find options they never dream of putting in D&D. We're talking boxer, accountant, not Batman, birthday party magician, dentist, and, of course, anime guy. You can truly live out your dreams in P&P, even if they're weird. Let's get a little nasty. Combat, the best part of any TTRPG. And we all agree on that. Don't email me. Whether you're a laugh-based accountant wizard or a live-focused not Batman, not wizard, we want you to feel like the hero you were almost meant to be. To do this, we found a way to make every weapon feel unique. Instead of rolling to hit an armor class like in D&D, you roll against each weapon's damage number decider, or D&D for short. The higher the number, the harder to hit, but the more damage. For example, a lowly butter knife has a D&D of 1, impossible to miss, but only deals 1d20 worth of damage, minus your laugh score, since you'll be embarrassed bringing it to a fight. Meanwhile, a big-ass sword, and that is the technical term, has a D&D of 30, making it, some might say, impossible to hit, but if you could, you'd deal 8d20 worth of damage, plus your laugh score, since you'd look pretty rad doing it. Finding the perfect weapon to complement your perfect build is just another thing that makes P&P great. Let's move to our wizards. In other, lesser games, the caster-martial divide is a big problem. Spellcasters begin to outclass their weapon-wielding counterparts, becoming godlike entities editing the multiverse while the party rogue is still stabbing people. But in PvP, we've solved this. There are only 3 spells in the game. Not only does this keep wizards from getting too broken, but now it's much simpler for new players to learn the ropes of casting. There's no spell slots either, so you can cast those incantations to your heart's content. Isn't that great? So what are these spells? First is Charge, allowing you to buff one of your allies. On their next roll, they crit on both a 10 and an 11. Teamwork really does make the dream work. Next is Cool, which does whatever you want it to. As long as you can convince your warden that it's cool too. No rolls for this one, but old-fashioned bribes are both welcome and encouraged. Last is Fireball. I mean, come on, it's Fireball. Enough said. More than anything else, we wanted realism to be central to our game's combat. Sure, you might be a magic man soaring through the sky shooting lasers out of your eyeballs, but you're still human. Or Elven, Dwarven, you get what I'm saying. So in PvP, every character has 1 hit point. I don't care how strong you are, if you get stabbed with a sword, you're gonna die. And death is permanent, so keep that in mind. Talk about tense combat, huh? But who will you be fighting in said tense combats? Don't worry, our baddie Bible is full of monsters and enemies for your party to face, including all of the classic villains you expect in a TTRPG. That includes Burnt Lizards, the Optometrist, Davy Jones from the popular Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, Little Guys, Florida Man, and of course, manifestations of your own rapidly approaching mortality. You only live so long, so you better start playing soon. At this point, I'm sure you're thinking, gee whiz, mister, that all sounds really cool, but this game must cost like $1 bajillion, right? How wrong you are. In fact, PvP is better than free. It employs a monthly subscription model to retain access to your books, characters, and other additional resources. You'll have to create an account on our online portal, Prisons, Polyhedrons, and Beyond, in order to play. Once you stop paying, you lose access to any of your purchases, and no, there aren't physical copies. We live in an online world, you own nothing, and every day, the wealth of the working class dwindles. And I'm sure you'll be lining up to give us those hard-earned dollars every month now that you know the wonders of PvP. Thank you so much for watching. You can go ahead and toss out all those dumb D&D books you have. You won't be needing them anymore. As for me, I'm going to go call up my prison warden, pay my monthly subscription fee, and get rolling. Prisons and Polyhedrons, the future of tabletop.